And this is the Warlock 7.2 update. We'll start off with Affliction here, and nothing really major has changed for Affliction. There's a few things I changed in the profile. I changed how Unstable Affliction is suggested to cast, whereas before it was looking for specific buffs and debuffs and telling you to cast it appropriately. It now is based off a pseudo counter system that'll track how many you've cast versus how many you can cast based on your soul shards. So all of that said, it should have you cast them in much more rapid succession than before, and what you'll see on the bottom there is, rather than the contagion bar being there, it now shows you each individual cast at all times, so you see all 5 of your Unstable Affliction casts. The final change that was made was for Reap Souls. It will now suggest to cast Reap Souls when you have at least 2 Unstable Afflictions active, and you also have at least 3 stacks of the spell charges available. All that being said, it should just feel a lot smoother and more streamlined than it was before. Hopping into Demo, Demo has a brand new system. As you can see, the layout has changed. I tried to condense it a little bit more and make it so that everything's much more centralized than before. Demo's new system will now track how many demons you have active and assign them a value based on their health. The reason this is important is because Thalkiel's consumption consumes a portion of your active demon's health in order to deal its damage. So you want to obviously maximize its damage, and to do that you need to know how many demons you have active, and it's something that's you'll get used to it over time, but as a new player you may not quite understand the timing of it. So this new system, what it does, it takes the base health of the lowest demon you can summon, which in this case is an imp. They have 300,000 health, and it assigns a value of them to 1. So now every 300,000 health that a demon has adds another 1 to that counter. So your Felguard, for example, has 1.2 million health, so he's worth 4 imps. Doing that and looking at logs and also some personal testing, I found that once you have about 20 imps worth of health, which in that case is 6 million HP, casting Thalkiel's consumption will take that 8% plus your spell power and deal the most average amount of damage based on how many imps and demons you're able to summon. So the background, what you'll see here is this box. This massive mass of things is tracking what demons you summoned, how many of them you summoned, and also assigning them a value. So imps, unfortunately, don't really come with a number assigned to their totem tracker. It's based on the soul shards that you used, so this takes that into account. It'll track how many soul shards you used, if you successfully casted Hand of Gul'dan, and if the imps were successfully casted. If all those pass, it'll assign the amount of soul shards you used to the imps, and that's how many imps you have active, and that's how many counters will be added to the thing, up to a maximum of 4, obviously. And it'll do the same thing for all your other demons, Felguard, Dreadstalkers, and your Infernal and your Doomguard. All of them have an assigned value. It'll add to the counter as you summon them, and then once that counter hits the 20 threshold, Thalkiel's consumption will begin to flash, letting you know it's an opportune time to cast it, meaning you'll just get the maximum amount of damage you can out of it. So it's just another little thing in the system. In the future, I might make it so that Thalkiel's consumption's in the rotation, but for now, it just flashes for you. For Destro, nothing changed at all. There was one fix that I should have made a long time ago, and I'm silly for not realizing it sooner. But when you have the 4-piece of tier 19, the Conflag will have 3 charges. And unfortunately, rotation did not account for that. It was still set to equals 2 charges for it to appear in the rotation. So I've now changed that to greater or equal to 2, so that it'll take up for that 3rd. But that's a simple change, something that everyone can hop right into and notice. But other than that, it still has you conserve your soul shards as much as possible, but otherwise use your abilities on cooldown. So anyone who is using the Destro profile should still be getting the same amount of DPS as they were before. All the changes that are happening around it rather than to it specifically. But yeah, that's all the stuff for Warlock. The big thing here is really the demo changes and some of the affliction changes that I put into the profile. All in all, the whole idea here is it's simpler to use, gives you more detailed information, and you should be able to maximize your DPS by following what you see in the center. But yeah, I hope you guys like what you see, and I will catch you guys in the next video.